Welcome to another video in physical science. In this lecture, we're going to be discussing the Earth and the Moon. So our discussion of the solar system, we're going to narrow down in this video uh, to the relationship between the Earth and Moon. Now this by no means is a comprehensive look at it. I'll do my best in the preceding videos to establish this relationship and how intricate and important it is to us who live on Earth. So let's go ahead and just dive in right now to the Earth and the Moon. And again, this is very much on the surface, barely skimming the surface of this relationship. So the distance of the Earth to the Moon is roughly 384,000 kilometers away. Just so you can have some perspective, the diameter of the Earth is 12,700 kilometers from one end to the other. So that would be about 30 Earths away. So the Moon is about 30 Earth diameter distances away. Now if you're looking at the size of the Moon, the diameter of the Moon is actually about the same diameter of the United States, which is about 3,000 or so, 36 kilometers. So just to give you an idea. So the Moon experiences some pretty drastic differences in temperature. It doesn't have an atmosphere. Its mass is not enough to maintain an atmosphere. So from one end to the other, the side that faces the sun goes up to 130 degrees Celsius. And on the dark side of the Moon, it goes to the other extreme of negative 180 Celsius. So as you look at the Moon, and as I zero in on it, you can see that it has some very distinct features to it. So we're going to discuss those. There are three main surface features that we're going to discuss in this video. The first one is the Maria, the highlands, and the craters. Three of the most obvious features of the Moon. Now, thanks to Galileo Galilei, when he pointed his telescope up to the Moon, he noticed that it was a very much an imperfect surface. The thought at that point was that the Moon was a perfect sphere, much like a cue ball, where its surface was just perfectly shaped and smooth. But as it turns out, not at all. So as he was looking at the Moon, he noticed the dark spots. So as you look at this image, and those dark spots, he thought were basically bodies of water, seas. So he called those Maria. So Maria is a Latin word for seas. Just think the Spanish word for sea is mar. So Maria. Okay? And that covers about 15% of the Moon's surface. And you also notice that there's a lot, that's the areas that are surrounding those darker areas, the Maria, you have the lighter areas. Those lighter areas were the lunar, or are the lunar highlands. Okay, so it's the higher elevation areas in the Moon. And then of course, you can see all these major imperfections. You can see these impact craters where meteors have come in and struck the Moon and left their indentations. So actually, let me back up just a little bit. So on Earth also gets hit by meteors or asteroids that turn into meteors. But the difference with Earth is that you'll notice that on the Moon, these indentations, these impact craters remain. But on Earth, the Earth's surface is changing all the time because of erosion and plate tectonics. So the Earth is constantly being sifted. And so a lot of the impact craters that the Earth has experienced have basically been eroded away. But you can tell that the Moon is geologically dead based off of the fact that you can see these impact craters and they've been around for a very long time. There isn't any geological movement, no erosion, no wind, nothing to smooth out some of this surface that's been impacted by meteors. So that's just one of the evidences that we have that the Moon is in fact geologically dead, and it's just kind of sitting there. But of course, it isn't just sitting there. It is having a major impact on Earth, and we'll discuss that in a later video. So let's talk about the formation of the Moon. One of the hypotheses for the formation of the Moon is that some orbiting body or some asteroid that was floating around in space just happened to hit Earth. And all the debris that was created from that massive impact, over time, the gravitational pull of that debris kind of eventually smoothed out, and it became a spherical shape that we know now as the moon. So again, that's just one of the theories um, that's out there as far as the formation of the moon. Or in future videos, we're going to see a very interesting relationship between the Earth and the moon, and the dependence that we have on the moon, and the science that is involved, that the science that we've been able to learn from the moon and its position and its size and its distance from us and other planets or stars like the sun, give pretty strong evidence of a design, and the fact that of a design, and that it was put there on purpose. Now, for what purpose exactly? Well, we can discuss those implications in the future videos. But in any case, so I just wanted to share one of the hypotheses of the formation of the moon that was found in your textbook. So that's going to do it for our discussion with the Earth and the moon. And I hope this helped. Good luck in your studying.